Hello and welcome to Friday's programme. I'm Victoria Davis.
And I'm John T. Messer. Coming up tonight between now and 6:30. Good evening. There's been support today for the Chief Constable of Devon and Cornwall Police, who has insisted the fight against hate crime remains a priority for his force.
Well, it comes after comments from the chairwoman of the National Police Chiefs Council that forces should refocus on core policing. In
a moment, we'll hear the views of Devon and Cornwall's Police and Crime Commissioner. But first, this report from Grace Pascoe. Well, earlier I spoke to the Police and Crime Commissioner for Devon and Cornwall, that is Alison Hernandez. She gave her reaction to Sarah Thornton's comments that hate crime should be less of a priority. That was Alison Hernandez, Devon and Cornwall's Police and Crime Commissioner, speaking to me earlier today.
What's other news now? 5 people were taken to hospital last night after carbon monoxide was detected at a house in Bodmin.
Investigations are underway into an overnight house fire in West Dorset. 50 firefighters worked for... Next on our programme, Paddy Ashdown, the former leader of the Liberal Democrats and Yeovil MP, has been diagnosed with bladder cancer.
Mr Ashdown, who served as the area's MP between 1983 and 2001, is being treated at Yeovil District Hospital. Well, we can cross to our political correspondent David Wood, who's in Westminster. David, this news has come as quite a shock, hasn't it?
It has, Victoria. He was only diagnosed 3 weeks ago, only told party of...
Thoughts are with Paddy Ashdown, with his treatment and recovery, of course.
Absolutely. Now, from a politician of the present to one of the past, and when Nancy Astor made history as the first ever female MP to take a seat in the Commons, she was famous throughout the world.
She served Plymouth for 26 years, and now a crowdfunding campaign has started to raise money for a statue to be put opposite her former home on Plymouth Hoe. Richard Lawrence has the story. Now, if you have been out on Dartmoor over the past few weeks, you may have seen areas of the moor on fire. It's known as swaling, which is the controlled burning of vegetation.
Well, the season begins on the 1st of October and runs through until the spring, but it's unusual for it to take place before Christmas. Well, this year is different because of the extreme weather we've had, as Bob Cruz reports.
Watching ITV News here in the West Country this Friday evening. Still ahead on the programme before 6:30, the weather with Kate.
Well, the ITV News continues with the national and international stories at 6:30. Here's Charlene White with the details.
But here, the number of women signing up for competitive running events such as the Great West Run or the Plymouth Half Marathon has increased tenfold in the last 30 years.
Well, it's partly down to the rise of local women's running groups, which encourages beginners to get into the sport. Well, in the latest in our Active Autumn series, our reporter Nick Smith has been along to meet one in Exeter. A bit of inspiration for us all there. Right, sport now, and ahead of their trip to Morecambe this weekend, Yeovil Town players have been learning how to handle the heat of a professional kitchen.
Captain Francois Zoko picked a team of chefs to cook for the rest of the side at a restaurant in the town centre, and our sports reporter Carrie Davis went along to see how they got on. Didn't say she got free pizza, did she?
No.
And she didn't share it. Now tens of thousands of people are expected to pack into Bridgewater tomorrow for the town's annual carnival.
Well, it's one of the highlights of the year in Somerset, and people involved have been working round the clock to get their spectacular entries ready. Ben McGrail is live in Bridgewater Town Centre for us now. Ben, very quiet there. It's going to be completely different tomorrow, isn't it? Well, that's lucky because it is weather time now with Kate, who is at the Met Office. But before we get the forecast, Kate, earlier in the programme we heard how swaling was happening in the earlier in the year because of extreme weather, and that's been highlighted in a report out today as well.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much indeed. Now, before we go, let's remind you of the main headlines here in the West Country this evening, and there has been support.
Well, that's it from the two of us. I'll have the late news for you at 10:30.
Now we'll hand you to Charlene White as the ITV News continues. Have a lovely weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye.